Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. What you're about to see is a call from the School of Hardknocks. I am a mindset mentor with them. Incredible community, and I love working with them because they're entrepreneurs, which means they've already escaped the matrix in some way, and they don't want to work a 9 to 5, and they believe that other things are possible. But here's the thing: if you do not take time to train your mind, to reprogram it, if you do not take time to embody a new level of consciousness, a new emotional state, then you can work as hard as you want and you can still not experience the life of your dreams. So in this call, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about lifting your consciousness and how it's like a thermometer. And depending on what it is set to is going to be the reality you experience. It is your frequency. What does that mean? Your frequency is what you frequently see. How can you change it? Right? How can you change it right here, right now? How can you start embodying it? How do you choose faith when fear is creeping up? How can you get yourself into a state where you are a magnet for miracles? This is a live coaching call that is recorded, but I'm telling you guys, if you stick around, there is wisdom on here, and there is magic, and there is the spirit moving through all of us. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoy. I feel so blessed to be here with you guys today, and I'm really excited because we're alive and we're all after our dreams, and there's something so magical about that. But there's also a lot going on in the world, and so I really want to create a space today that my intention is it uplifts your spirit, that you can believe more in your dream and what is possible, that you feel excited and enthusiastic about your life and what you're creating and what you are building. And of course, we'll have time for questions and everything. So thank you so much for everybody taking your time out to spend with me. It is truly the greatest gift, and it's such a privilege. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody's new, welcome. My name is Caitlin O'Toole, and I am so happy to be here with you all today. To kick this off, I'm going to ask you guys, not you, Sarah, because you are driving and we see it, to close your eyes if you're able to. And I know, but the reason we're going to do this is because we really want to get ourselves present. And so if you're able to close your eyes and join me, I just want to set an intention for today. And I just want to ask that we are all here right now, that our energy is here, that our time and our attention is here. And we're doing this because at the end of this call, we expect for our life to change in some way, because we understand that when we change, when we take time to show up for ourselves, when we take time to grow and to learn from the inside out, that truly creates our reality. And so we ask that there is love on this call today. We ask that there is faith on this call today. We ask that there are blessings in people's lives. And we thank the Creator, whatever it is you believe in, higher power, sources, consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it. We are so thankful for this time together and for all the miracles that are happening in everybody's life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So it is. So guys, thank you for being here today. I'm really excited. There's so many things that I want to talk to you about. So I'm going to share a little bit, and then I want to do some questions if anyone has anything specific that they're working on, they have questions on, or even any wins that are going on. That's amazing to know. So I don't have to tell you that the world has so much going on in it. And don't worry, I'm not going to take you on any conspiracy rabbit holes, but I do want to talk about the power of our attention. And I love calls with all of you because there's something super powerful about talking to people that are entrepreneurs, people that have already decided that they don't want to play the game that the way other people are playing the game, that they don't want to be in the box, that they don't want to do the 9 to 5, that they believe in their ability, their ability to create, their ability to bring their ideas to life. And that's why this call and all of you are so special, because you're so far ahead of so many other people. And it is such a blessing to be with you today. And I want to remind you the power of our attention, because I don't know about you. I was at the gym this morning. The news is on. People are talking. I go on my Instagram. I just want to post something and I'm getting flooded. And why does this matter? Because where we place our attention, that is where our energy goes. And so a lot of you know, as being entrepreneurs, how important it is to really protect your energy, right? If you want to build a brand, if you want to build a business, if you want to create a life that you absolutely love, this means you have boundaries. This means that you protect yourself. This means that you work hard or you do certain things, and that's why you are where you are. But I want you guys to think about and consider, where else is my energy and my attention going? What am I watching before I go to bed? What am I listening to when I wake up in this morning? What conversations am I getting involved in throughout the day? And I'm not saying ignore what's happening, but I'm saying if you can't ignore what's happening and focus on creating the best life that you can. Because there's always going to be things happening in the world. And I want to stress that what you focus on, what you let into your mind will absolutely affect your life. And so I was on a podcast with a friend last week, and he was like, how do you protect your mind, Caitlin? And I was like, you haven't built a fort? Like, wait, what do you mean? You haven't done this yet? And so I want to start this off with something fun that I want you guys to consider, because at all times we are consuming, and at all times we are being programmed. Even Sarah just driving is going to pass a million bajillion billboards that she might not think she's paying attention to, but they are going into her subconscious mind, especially when you're driving, because your brain drops into alpha, and it is a highly time to program yourself. So Sarah, you better be listening to some good stuff on that drive, which you are today, so thank you. But this is how fast things go into our mind. And so how can you set yourself up for the best life? It's really understanding you gotta take care of your mind. So the subconscious mind works in images. This is why vision boards work really well. We talked about that on our last call, but 1,000 years ago. Thank you guys for coming back after so long. So I want you to think about, how can I protect my mind? And I want to give you an example of something that I've done, because I know that all times I'm consuming, things are coming in. And so I've literally built this, like, you guys know, like those like medieval forts, and they have like a moat, and they have like a drawbridge, and they have like those like gangster knights outside, like full of metal, and like nobody's gonna get in to hurt the king or the queen. That's what I literally have. And this might sound like really a silly activity, but I promise you, even taking 5 minutes or 10 minutes to do a little visualization in the morning and say, I no longer want things that don't serve me to come into my mind. And I'm going to tell my subconscious mind that you need to stand guard, have guards at the gate of my mind, and really protect myself, right? And this might sound like, why does this even matter? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm just making a business. Because if you start talking to your other friends that are entrepreneurs, and they just happen to say to you, oh, Spencer, yeah, dude, you're crazy. Like, oh, our ads are not going well. Right now in this world, they start saying these things that are their reality, but you're just passively listening to it. That is going into your mind. And then you go to try to have an experience, and all of a sudden, you're having difficulties. And I want you to understand, it is not a coincidence. There are no coincidences. There is just programming. And it is just neurological networks inside of your mind that are creating your reality. And so all of these things, right, that we usually don't talk about when we're building businesses, but I am so conscious as to what I'm listening to, as to what I'm watching, and to what is coming into my mind. So for a little homework activity, just for fun, activate the child inside of you. If you had an amazing fort, a paradise, a kingdom, and it was your life, because it's your life, how would you protect it? What guardrails would you set up? Just like if there's any parents on the call, right? You probably have certain things that when your kids go on, they're not going to scroll to certain things, YouTube or even Disney. You put them on certain things because there are guardrails. But we don't think about these guardrails in our own life. So I promise you, a simple little exercise like this can be all the difference. Why? Because your subconscious mind is running the show. So now things are coming in, but your mind knows not to process those. All of you guys have probably heard of this example, but I want to just give you a really practical thing of how this works, right? This is the reticular activating system we're talking about. It's literally saying what can come into your mind and in your life and what can't. It's the same reason if I say, what's pink in my image? And you can all see it, right? And then I'm like, well, tell me what was black. And then you haven't processed it. So you tell your brain, I am only consuming things that are going to help me, only things that are love and light, only things that are going to make me a millionaire, bajillionaire, whatever you want to be, I don't care. There are no rules to this game for how big you want to dream, but there are rules on how to play the game. So fun fact, little activity, I want to just share that with you guys. Another thing I really want to share, because a lot of times I get questions about, like, what are these subconscious blocks? And there's a really cool story I want to tell you. It's simple and it's easy to understand. And It's a true story with an interview with a gentleman who is extremely successful, very, 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 very wealthy. And they were asking him, how did you make all of your money? And like, what do you focus on daily? And he said, let me tell you a story. And this can tell you how I started to train my mind. You see, when he was in school, in elementary school, he was fast and he loved to win. He always loved to win and he wanted to win this race. And there was another kid in his class that was super fast. And so before the race, he put all of his energy and attention on this guy. We'll call him Mike. And he's like, I'm going to beat Mike. I'm going to beat Mike, right? He wins the race and he beats Mike. But because his attention was on beating Mike, he never paid attention to the other kid that actually beat the race. So where we place our energy and our attention matters. And so fast forward to a conversation later in life. He said, well, what do you focus on? And he goes, I never focus on making the money. I focus on how I'm going to spend it. And why is this a brilliant statement? Because if you believe you already have something, right? The biggest thing for manifestation, the biggest thing, I mean, it's called manifestation, but like that just means creating your reality. That just means what everybody's doing every single day. So this is not a woo-woo term. This is just like you're a creator. So the biggest thing is you have to believe that you already have it. I don't know about you guys, right? I know when I was really sick and my body was dying, I'm like, how do I believe I'm healthy, right? Like, do you know what's going on? And I know if you've got your business and you've got bills and you've got a family, you've got all these things. And I'm like, believe it's done. That's maybe some of the hardest thing that we can do. But it's also the most important thing. Because if you truly believe that your wish is fulfilled, if you truly believe that your business is profitable, if you truly believe that you've sold it, that you've exited, you'll be on to the next part, which would be spending it, which would be your free time. So I want to ask, I'm just curious, show of hands or anyone who wants to put in the chat, how many of you guys on a weekly basis set up time that is not working, it is celebrating? It is like, I've already got it all, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go have fun, I'm going to believe it's done, I'm going to celebrate my wins, right? Every morning, okay, amazing, Sakurai. I think it's hard to, Susie, awesome. I love it. I don't know if that's a question or you do it. You do it. You do it. Amazing. Okay. So this is one of the most important practices. Why? Because for a moment, you are not grinding. For a moment, you are not forcing. For a moment, you are not trying to figure out the problem. You are in a state of joy. You are believing that it is done. Right? I would go so far as to be like, I've already got the check. What's the house I'm going to buy? What is this? How am I going to celebrate, right? And financially responsible, right? I'm not saying like go buy it and like go into debt, but I am saying you have to allow yourself to feel it. Because what it does to your subconscious mind is any block that is in there that's saying this is impossible, we don't have this figured out, we actually don't. For a moment, those walls start to, right? Have you ever heard in the Bible, the Jericho walls come tumbling down? They're all talking about this stuff, right? The walls, what is blocking your reality is now crumbling. Why? Because you are moving to a new level of consciousness. I think we were talking about this last week. I think I was talking about this with you guys, or last month. Maybe I wasn't. This might have been a little while ago. But did I ever share with you guys this idea of a thermometer and your consciousness? Because when I talk about this, even for me, I did not come from this world, right? For most of you know my background, I was in sports and entertainment. If somebody started talking about consciousness, you lost me. Until I realized that this is actually the truth and this is what's running the show. So I'm just going to repeat this because it's a really good way to understand consciousness when we say this, right? We all have different levels of consciousness. What the heck does that mean? Think of it like a thermometer, right? Everybody knows that if you set your thermometer, I don't know if anyone's on the East Coast right now in the US, bless your soul. I hope you're all okay with this blizzard. But if you are, Mar, okay. So you know 30 degrees, right? This is a frequency, right? This is a vibration. This is a level of consciousness. Think of it like a thermometer. What happens at 30? There's snow, right? It's cold. There's certain characteristics. There's certain things that you get at that when it's set to that thermometer. If you move your thermometer and you're at like 75 degrees, where I am in California, right? It's sunny outside. I might get a sunburn today if I go outside. I'm not bragging. I'm just giving an example, right? So it's just this idea that your consciousness, your frequency, what you are set on is very much like a thermometer. Why does this matter? Because if your dream and your intention and your desire is to 10x your profit in this next quarter, but your thermometer is set on doubt and fear and it can't happen and it's fear, you are not going to get good weather when it's freezing outside. Does that make sense? And your consciousness is just like this thermometer. You have the ability to change it. How do you change it? You change it by what you're thinking. And thinking is not just, okay, biggest thing, right? Like my dad is a great, I love man, one of my biggest teachers. Why? Because he's like, yeah, I know this is real, right? And then I go downstairs. He's staying at my house, right? I go downstairs because the TV is so loud, I can hear it through the padded room that he is in that was supposed to be for a movie room. And it's 10 o'clock at night, and there's like people killing each other with guns. And I'm like, my God, your subconscious mind, how could you, right? Why, right? And then I ask him the next day. I don't say nothing. I'm like, oh, Dad, come on, you really want to watch this right now? Next day, how'd you sleep? I just couldn't sleep. Man, I was like, people were chasing me through the night. And I'm like, do you not see this correlation? Do we not understand that what you watch before you go to bed and what you listen to when you wake up and all the stuff in between is all making up your mind. And your mind is laying the foundation for your life, right? So when I say what you're choosing to think, because all day long you could be choosing to think about the best things, and then you go on social media for 5 minutes. And you find out that there's a million shootings and the world is ending. And I don't know if it's flat or if it's round or what is real and what is not real. And is this AI? And I don't know, right? And now all of a sudden, all of that hard work that you did to create your life gets thrown off because everything around you directly goes into your mind, and that programming affects your life. And it is the truth. And you can all have ideas and or examples in your own mind where you've watched something and it showed up in your life, or somebody started talking about something and then all of a sudden their energy threw you off. So your thermometer must be set to the reality you wish to experience, right? So we call this your level of consciousness. What are you conscious of, right? Other people call it your vibration or your frequency, right? I don't know if anybody's heard of like you live in a vibrational reality. What does that mean? It means that your energy is producing a frequency. Your frequency means what do I frequently see around me? So the best way to check this is if I'm really wanting my life to go well, but shit is hitting the fan, excuse my language, my frequency is off. And what I'm trying to teach is radical responsibility. It's not, well, my employees suck. Guess who hired them? You did, right? It's not, well, my partner's pissing me off. Guess who's dating them? You are, right? There's a common denominator in everything in your life, and it is you. And so the fastest way to change anything is to look at your own level of consciousness, is to look at your thermometer and say, I really wanted sunny skies today, but it's snowing. What do I need to change? What do I need to stop consuming? What do I need to consciously choose to tell myself, right? I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I'm curious, does anybody have, like, this is what I'm telling myself every single day. This is my vision board. This is what I'm reminding myself. I am a profitable entrepreneur. I am 10xing my company, right? These affirmations, these things that we tell ourselves, not only does it matter because you're thinking that thought, but every single thought that you have produces a chemical in your body. So you start thinking that you're successful. Are you going to feel super stressed out when you're working? Not as much. Not because there aren't things happening, but because you've programmed yourself, you've tuned your thermometer, you've shifted your frequency to a reality where I don't care what's happening in the outside world, I'm choosing. So let me talk about this really quick, because a lot of times I've had people say like, okay, well, I changed my thoughts and then nothing happened. You have to wait for things to outpicture, right? So if you haven't done this, and I encourage you, please do this. Please, the fastest way to change your life is for you to change. I cannot express this enough, right? It's not just jumping on the call. It's jumping on the call and saying, what thoughts can I think tomorrow? And not just me, right? JJ's got somebody with him. You and your buddy right there, what are you guys future speaking to each other? You should be saying like, bro, the deal is done. Oh my God, we got an offer to sell it. Right? Why? You're speaking life. And then your friend says to you, no way, dude, I just got a message. You got a message? And after 1 minute of saying this, you are going to start to believe that something really good has happened in your life, even though you're just sitting in a room, but your body's going to start reacting, your consciousness is going to change, your mind is going to open, your physiological biology and chemistry is going to change, right? You're going to start getting excited about life, and all of that matters. I'm not saying you can't be miserable and successful, but why would you want to? What I am saying is you can 100% speed up your success based off your energy, based off you having enthusiasm, based off you being magnetic, based off you speaking life onto each other, based off you saying like, Susie, oh my God, I heard what happened. Congratulations. Are you kidding me? Right? The funnest thing is I'll be like, something amazing is going to happen to you. And people in the park are like, what? But the whole rest of their day, they start opening their mind for amazing things to happen. And what do you think is going to happen? They are now going to be aware of a possibility. Their reticular activating system that was only focused on this is now opening to possibilities, and good things start happening in their life just because thought alone, just because we use the power of our words, just because we changed our energy. And we have the power to do this every day, all day long, all day long, all day long. And the more you practice this, the more you embody this, the more you walk around like you are winning, the more you walk around and you're thinking about, how am I going to spend all this? Who am I going to give this to? What charities do I want to go back and give this to? And take it a step further, right? Your mind has to keep believing this. If you're saying, right, I don't want to get all religious on you guys, but I do think a positive thing that maybe is a little negative at times is tithing, this idea of tithing. Not this idea of tithing because you're going to go to hell if you don't tithe, but this idea that you are an abundant being and I will gladly give to you because I have more than I need. Totally different energy than I'm going to go to hell if I don't give you 10% of my paycheck, right? But if you can think of this idea of like, right, how many of you guys have cash out? Right? One of the funnest things to do is, again, to show your subconscious mind images, right? If I tell you I'm wealthy, you're like, cool, Kate. If I tell you, guys, my wallet is freaking crammed and jammed, there is so much coming out of it, what can your mind see? Your mind can see that, right? Everybody knows what a wallet looks like crammed and jammed, right? These are little tricks to tell your subconscious mind, hey, I am living my life that I have right now. I am the dream. I'm in it. There's nowhere to go. It's now, right? So I don't care. Take ones out. I don't care. Take some money out. Put that in your pocket. Walk around with it. You see somebody on the street, don't judge them. Why do we not want to judge? Sorry, I'm making this like a whole preach thing. But why do we not want to judge? This is a very important thing. The moment you judge somebody, you make yourself sick. Because those thoughts, they don't go to them. They affect your own body, right? That, oof, I wouldn't have done that. Oof, they're this. Oof, they're that. You are sending cortisol in your body. You are creating a chemical cocktail of poison. And then you want to go back and build your business. How good is that going to be? Everybody knows what it feels like to feel sick and sad and all these things in our life. So things like this, carrying around with money and being like, what do I want to give today? I believe I have everything I need, right? You want to change your business? You want to attract things to you? You have to start being it right here, right now, and stop waiting for an email or the lawyer to call you and say you're cleared or your bank account to show a silly little number, right? You go take some money out. You walk around life. You send joy to people. You see somebody on the street. We don't need to judge their life. We don't need to know why they're there, but we're going to give them. Why? Because we are abundant beings. Because the infinite intelligence that created everything is running through us. And when we start acting like we're it, we start changing our thermometer, we start shifting our level of consciousness, so now we're living in the reality where it is done. And now all of a sudden, that deal you wanted to close, it closed without you knowing. Now all of a sudden, that loan that you needed, or that VC funding, or whatever it is, comes through. Why? Because you've shifted your vibration. You've lifted your level of consciousness. I'm going to go biblical again real quick, guys, because I think the Bible has a lot of great wisdom in it. So there's the story of Moses, right? Everybody knows the story of Moses, right? Moses, he goes down to the Red Sea. Every single one of you has had a Red Sea moment. What is your Red Sea moment? Maybe you're in it right now. And what does it say? Moses lifted his staff, right? He lifted his consciousness. He was not looking at the ocean being like, oh God, where am I going to? He was in it, right? So many of you are in a moment right now, and your life is not what you want it to be, right? You don't have that money. You're not as successful. You're not. All these things. And it's not because it's not who you are. It's because you have failed to recognize that you have it within you already. And until you shift your level of consciousness to be the person that has it, you will not get it. So what did he do? He raised his staff. He lifted his consciousness, and the sea parted. And he walked through it. And then what happened? Pivotal part of the story. Ocean comes down, everything falls away. When your life is changing, things are going to look like they're falling apart, but they are just falling out of the frequency that you no longer live in. This is a big thing for you to think about and remember, because you start wanting to upgrade your business and all of a sudden you got an employee that's not showing up and they're giving you a super hard time. But that guy can't come with you, because his vibration doesn't match yours, because his level of consciousness is not where you are going. And this happens for business partners and relationships and all the things, right? Right? It might even be your house. There's mold in your house. Well, guess what? You're moving on up. My Father's house has many mansions. Which one do you want to live in? All of these things are telling us that there are levels of consciousness that we can play in. And it's fun. And it's exciting. And it's not hard, right? It's just making a decision that I want to change my life in some way. I want to level up my business in some way. I want to have more money so that I can do more or give more or be more, or whatever your dream is. Dream it bigger and bigger and bigger. But know that it's not just grinding more hours. No, it's not about saying, I worked 90 hours this week. You're killing your soul. Stop it. It doesn't have to be hard like that. You just have to be in alignment, right? I don't have to, if I want sun, I can just go to a place where it's sunny. I can put myself in an environment where the sun already shines. The light is always there. The same is for your own life. But that choice is yours. So even Moses questioned everything until he surrendered and had faith and then stepped into his calling. He also had God telling him what to do, but more importantly, he listened and he did it. Yes, it is not, is God speaking to you or the Creator speaking to you? It is, are you listening? It is not, will a door open? It is, do you have the courage to walk through it? Moses had so much courage. He got all the way to the water and was like, now what? Right? Now what? But think about it. He had to get to the water, right? That impossible thing in your life, that thing that maybe you're going through right now, that is maybe not even work related and it is taking you down. That water was what? His savior. It looked like an impossible thing, but that water saved him from the troops behind him. So whatever you're going through, if you believe that it'll be used for the greatest good, if you maintain a high level of consciousness, if he would have freaked out and didn't listen, he'd be dead, and so would all of the people. And guess what? That's free will. You all have the choice for any single moment of your life, for every single thing that is happening in your life. Will I choose to have faith? Thank you, JJ. Will I choose to answer the call? Will I choose to keep going, right? And even when I don't understand how this is working out, even when I don't know, I'm going to raise my consciousness, put myself that I am the person. I'm going to take every Friday afternoon or Tuesday, Wednesday, midweek. Who cares? Midweek, Wednesday at 12, I'm done. I'm not done creating. I'm now putting myself in the energy to go have fun so that I am in the vibrational match of the reality that I wish to experience. And this is one of the most important things that you can do. And I wish somebody taught me this, because I was working 3 jobs at once, killing myself to try to make my dreams come true. Because I was taught that if I worked hard enough, that if I was there and available and saying yes. And if I could go harder and faster and all the things, then I could have it. Because all the programs, right? Only some people get that job, right? I was in television, right? Guess how many people they hire on camera? One. Who's it gonna? It's gonna be mine, right? And I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Little did I know that I could just continuously imagine that I'm that person, that I could show up as that person, and that I could attract things to me. And that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do, is that I'm not saying don't work. You, of course, right? You must take action. If you truly believe that this is yours, then you would show up as the person that is doing it. But the energy at which we do things is so important. It's so important. You can have a conversation with somebody and your energy will change everything. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. I started recording these so I could have them, so I could share them with people, and then my camera died because, sometimes we don't charge things ahead of time because we're human. But that's okay. We're back up. So, Brandy, thank you so much. I love this. So I could talk forever, but I want to pause for a moment, and I just want to see if there's any questions or anything that specifically, if somebody needs help through something, or if anything I'm saying isn't landing, or anything that I just want to make sure. And if not, I can go for hours. But I just want to open the floor. If there's anything, what I'm saying or not what I'm saying, or situational, or anyone needs help with something. Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep going. If at any moment in time you want to stop me, please stop me. So I want you guys to think about this. Okay, so let's recap really quick. So the things that would be amazing things to walk away to change our life and embody it in some way. One, really say, I'm building some protection in my mind. I don't know about you guys, but most people, they lock their doors at night, right? We have protocols. What is your protocol for your mind? And even a one-time activity of saying, my mind is a freaking castle. And I got a moat, I got a drawbridge, I got knights. And even when it looks like I'm not paying attention, they are guarding my mind at all costs. Things don't go in. And you assign meaning to this. And you tell your mind, this stuff does not go in my mind. And you also say, this is what I want you to look for. I want you to look for opportunities. I want you to identify miracles. I want you to see where there is beauty in the world that I'm missing, where there is joy that I could be having that I'm not at, where there is more love and more excitement, right? You have to tell your reticular activating system what it is that you wish to experience. When you guys go to dinner, how many of you guys go to dinner and you sit there? You place your order. What's the point? If you just go out to eat and you just sit around, right? You get in an Uber, you tell it where it's going. We constantly must be telling the car where we're going, the Uber, the GPS, the food, this. Your mind is no different. It is actually the most important thing. You have to tell it what to focus on. This is what we're focusing on. And this can be daily, this can be weekly, but you've got to tell it, right? If right now in your life you're like, I really need a miracle, then I want you to tell your brain, it's so easy for us to see miracles. Oh my gosh, everywhere I look, there are miracles. And I want you to put yourself in the energy of a miracle. What does that mean? What is the creator? What are you? You are pure love. So I want you to go do things where you feel in love with your life. And that could be hanging out with your friends. That could be going to volunteer. How many of you guys ever take time to go help somebody? No judgment. But this is one of the best things that you can do, is go help another person. Why? You give love. In order for you to give love, that love must run through you. It is touching every single cell of your body. And if you don't think that that stuff affects your business and your relationships and your bank account, please think again. All of this is affecting you. All of this. All of this. And so listen, if it's a little out there, try it. Just try it, just for fun. Come on, we're alive. Let's just try some new things. Just try it. Have fun with it. I'm going to go give. I'm going to go take out $40, right? And I'm going to give it away this week. Why? Because I'm abundant. I'm going to practice believing what I think I already am, right? I don't care what you give. Just practice giving. I want you to take inventory. What is my level of consciousness? What am I consuming? Right? A lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, a lot of stuff you could pay attention to. But can you do good if all of your energy and attention is angry? Can you do good if all of your energy and attention is negative? No, it is a rising tide that lifts all ships. You must be light to change the world. You must be love to change the world, right? You want to make a difference? You're angry? Great. Get your heart in a good place. Get your mind in a good place. Get your resources in a good place and change from there. But talking about it, watching it, basking in it, right? I don't understand how like one of the top podcasts in the world is a murder show. I'm like, my God, what is going on? What is going on with this world, right? If you start listening to things like that, you are flooding your body with stress chemicals. And then you go to work. And then you go to work. I just listened to it on my way in. And then you go to work. And then what state are you in, right? Where is your thermometer set? And I want you to think about this. And I also want you to think about this with other people. When do you feel good? Who are you around that you feel good? And how can you get more of that in your life? And also, how can you be the source of good in your own life? That is the most important thing, right? I don't know about any of you, but I was like totally, what's it called when you're codependent? Can't even remember the word. I had to get rid of it. Super codependent, right? I was super sick. I was very codependent, right? When I lost all my things, I didn't know how to create my own, right? What are my own thoughts? What do I like? How do I cultivate my own joy, right? You want to build the biggest business on the planet? You better know how to master that, because there are going to be times when things are not going well, and you've got to be able to cultivate faith, and you've got to be able to cultivate goodness and love and joy and all of these things. I think there's a question. I think Barbara says, I think you are spot on. Every time I get stuck, I cut a check to a charity and wait for the result. It shifts me into an abundant mindset, and I ask the universe for what I want, and it shows up. I love that. Barbara, I would encourage you. That is beautiful. But go give your own time. Go hug somebody. You don't even go like go to the grocery store. How are you doing? I'm sorry, guys, hold on. Money is a great resource, and we should all strive to have it, because it is part of the game, right? Unless you get like super master, you can start materializing stuff. I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but like I believe there's other ways. But in the reality we live in, money is good. And giving it is incredible. But nothing feels better than giving a smile to somebody. So Barbara, even if it's not a check, go to the store. How are you doing today? Right? I start getting into conversations like, why are you asking me this? Right? But then what happens? They open up. Right? What's the biggest dream? What are you contemplating about life right now? Where's your heart? How are you feeling? Oh, like, you know, all of these things. This is one of the best things that we do, especially when we are stuck. And I commend you for that. It's like, you know what? This is all hard. I'm feeling in this way. And also, too, money has to be circulated. All things must circulate. All things must circulate, right? Everything is always constantly evolving, right? You go outside, many places right now, it's like things are dead. Why? Because it's winter. Right? At all times. And I want you to think about this in your business too, because a lot of times, and then, sorry, Susie, I'm coming to you. I want you to also have some grace with yourself and understand that everything cycles. The moon cycles, women cycle, and men cycle in their own way, right? Flowers, nature, everything has cycles to it. And even just understanding, okay, maybe if things are on a lull right now, what can I do for my soul? What can I do to help just love myself and give myself, right? Like, I think the stupidest thing, and there's a lot of conspiracy around this, is that like the new year starts in January. Who the heck wants to make New Year resolutions in the dead of winter, right? Are you kidding me? I don't even think you're supposed to lose weight then. You're supposed to survive. It's winter, right? Don't lose the fat. Come on. We got to be like, but I'm just telling you, everything in life has cycles, including your business, including these things. So if things are happening, it's understanding this is just the cycle of life, right? It's understanding that everything ebbs and flows. Right? The waves come out, the waves go in. The waves come out, the waves come in. Susie, I'm going to come to you, and then Sakuri, I'll go over to you. Barbara, thanks for sharing so much. Hi, Susie.
Hi, I just want to thank you for, I've never been on this call before, and I recently joined School of Content, This is awesome. And one of the things that I love that you said, for me, it's getting into when I have fear and scarcity.
Mm.
Like all of a sudden, we own a medical weight loss practice. We do bioidentical hormones. Our first practice was aesthetics. We have 3 offices. I run all of them, very busy. But there's times where, I've got the payroll, I've got the providers there, but I don't have the patients. And it causes this, because we're all cash business, and it causes this scarcity, right? And anxiety, and like, oh no. And because you can run through cash quick when you don't have customers, but you have
Yeah.
all the overhead and the
Yeah.
expenses. So I really loved how you powerfully demonstrate that, yes, I create. That's the day when I am feeling the scarcity and the anxiety. That's the day to go give a homeless person
Yes.
$50 or whatever.
Yes.
That really does turn. It's interesting because I know we've been in business since before you were born. I don't know how old you are, but you look a lot younger than me.
Thank you.
We've been in business since 1998. So we've been through lots of storms. And I know that this too shall pass, and we're growing, and there's always a challenge. And we're not living under the interstate. So I don't know why I even waste my time, my precious life,
Mm-hmm.
waste any seconds of it worried about, oh, there's no patience this afternoon, or tomorrow looks really slow, and getting into that scarcity mindset. And I really want to be a ninja with my reticular activator to flip that around and get back into abundance.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. And listen, I don't know who said it first, but like fear is just faith in the wrong direction, right? It's just faith in the wrong direction. It's like fear is just, it's not going to work out. But you can just as easily say, there's a verse in the Bible that says, Satan, get behind me. And I think it's that. It's like, I don't want to experience this reality. Just get behind me. I'm not going to give you my energy and my attention. And I can understand how that can be scary. And I'm not saying, look, we come to life. I don't know. I don't actually know why we come to life, but I know we get to come here and we have all these experiences and we get to feel all these different things and we get to master ourselves and we get to create the greatest experience. And there are so many times in my own life that fear comes up, but faith just must be stronger, right? And the mind is a muscle. And faith is a muscle, and it's activating that. It's if you don't feel like you have faith, then you have to practice it. And you can also look at all of the times in your life, like Moses, right? We've all had impossible seas where we've been there before, but some way, somehow, we made it through. And it might even be, the Creator speaks to us in so many ways, and sometimes you might be having counterintuitive thoughts that are like, I wish we had more time to do things, and then God gives you time to do things, and then it's like, oh my God, we don't have any patience. So looking at those days as ways to be like, oh, you know what a blessing today. I have this afternoon. How about we all go make peanut butter sandwiches and go give them? Right? Or how about I don't know if you have kids or a family, but how about we all go bowling? When was the last time we went bowling, right? Bowling is so fun, guys. I went like a month ago or 2 ago. I was like, why do I not do this? This is my jam, right? Why don't I go have fun? And, physiologically, the body can't be in peace and in stress at the same time. It's just a different chemical. And why we have to be so careful of this is because the body is addictive, right? And I've talked about this before, but you all know this, right? I don't know. Maybe this is a me thing, but I think it's an us thing as a civilization, is you could be like, I'm not going on my phone. And then your arm is like this. And I have to be like, but stop it. Like, because it wants a hit of a chemical. And we are so programmed, right? All of social media, the food industry, they all know this, right? That's why there are so many chemicals in food. This is why there's so many chemicals on this device. It's why they have, hundreds of psychologists working at Facebook and Instagram. So why am I sharing this? Because it's very important to catch yourself, Susie, because a bad day can quickly turn into bad month and things, and it's not even your fault anymore. It's that the body is used to feeling stressed, so the body wants what it's familiar with. And this is very important for people to understand, because you could be stuck in depression, you could be stuck in sadness, you can be stuck in stress, and you want to get out of it consciously, but subconsciously there is a program running that wants a hit of dopamine, that wants some cortisol in it, right? The reality is every single one of us is an addict. This is the way the chemicals work in our body. Every single thought is producing a chemical. You are a pharmacy. CVS is inside of you. And you have to understand this, because if you start getting stressed out about this, it's very easy that your body can start to crave this. And so for me, I'm obviously a fan of faith. I believe in a higher power. I don't care what you want to call it. I think we're all calling it the same thing. Call it energy, God, source, whatever. But, you know, being still, why is that important, right? If you look throughout obviously I know the Bible, I study it now because I'm like, I think there's a lot missing. I think there's some negative, but there's a lot of wisdom in there, right? If you can decipher it. And so in there, it's like, be still and know that I am God. What does that mean? Be still. The kingdom of heaven is within. I must get control of the internal state, right? I have to start imagining a new reality, right? I have to be able to self-regulate the nervous system. All of these things are so crucial. And that's why I think meditation is very, very powerful, right? Super powerful. I talked about this before, but so many people will be like, I can't meditate. I can't control my thoughts. That's the whole point. What are you thinking? Those thoughts are running your life. Let's get familiar with them. If you keep thinking, oh my God, we're not getting any patients, you are going to keep creating the same reality. And you're going to think it's the patients, but it is your mind who is the architect that is creating life. And so also too, you can have an intention. You know what? We're slow this afternoon. Okay, we're going to go have fun. Or hey, we're going to go give back. And my intention is, my prayer is, yes, like attract like. My prayer is that while we go be in joy and while we go give back, that God, source, creator, that more is given to us, right? And may it come back tenfold. So many times when you're just out doing, yes, you become the vibration. Yes, you attract more people in because you weren't sitting in the stress. You weren't sitting in this fear, right? And fear can be very real and it can feel very real. But faith is just as real. And the only difference is you directing your attention and directing your thoughts to what you wish to experience. Every time fear hits me, I have got to get out of it fast. Why? Because I know I'm a powerful creator. I know if I think that, that's going to show up in my reality. And what determines that? Because people are like, well, that's not real. Your level of consciousness, how magnetic you are, you will pull those things to you based off of that, right? So if you're in your heart and you're in joy, right? We know science shows us we all have an electromagnetic field. This is very real. This is measurable. This is science, right? And we know that that field pulls things to you, that is literally an electromagnetic. That's when people say, oh, they're so magnetic. It's real, right? And we know that when you are in joy, that your magnetic field is stronger, right? 9 feet. Now studies are saying it's maybe 12 to 15 feet, right? Depending on the person. So if you are in fear, or if you're sick or you're stressed, science shows, again, measurable, that shrinks. So now all of a sudden you want to create more customers, you want more clients, but your field is like this, you're not attracting anyone, your thoughts are not good, your body chemistry is thrown out of whack. And then it can perpetuate. And I'm not just saying you, Susie, I'm saying this happens for all of us, right? We go through a situation, it's stressful, right? We don't get over the stress. That stress now creates a what? What happens when something bad happens? Your brain zooms in. It takes a snapshot of it. It stores it as a long-term memory. Why? Because it is designed to keep you safe. So now it's saying, oh my God, that one time we didn't have enough patients and cash was really low and I got into a fight with my family. And oh my God, that can't happen again. So now you're reacting based off of a memory. And that's what all of us are doing, right? We're pulling memories from the past and we're using that to create our reality. And that's why people live the same life every single day. And that's what karma really is. You don't have to wait to come back to experience it. Many of you are sitting on your couch and your brain is watching a rerun of the show every single day. Oh, we're doing the same thing. Here we go again. Here we go again. So exciting, right? And this is why pattern interruption is so important. Yes, because you can go give. Yes, because you can go practice that energy. But now your brain cannot predict what's going to happen. What does that mean? that means it's the perfect time for you to create it. If your brain no longer knows, how many of you guys go on vacation? I get it, like vacation is like great because you're doing something fun and you're not in work, but also you're waking up in a new environment, right? You're eating different things. You're doing things that you don't usually do, and now good ideas come to you. And now opportunities come to you because your brain is a patterned machine. It is recognizing all of the patterns. So you have a pattern of like, this is happening, and your brain is Susie, all day long, you could be like, I want to have faith. But your brain, if it is not programmed correctly, is working against you saying, Susie, right? You don't even have to think it. Your brain is just going to start pumping you with some cortisol, and you're going to start getting stressed, right? This is why people have panic attacks out of nowhere, because their body has memorized the emotional state. And now it's going to recreate it because it's time for that experience. And this is why I bring up watching murder podcasts, because now all of a sudden at 8 a.m. in the morning, your brain is ready for some chemicals. And so now I'm going to listen to some show. And guess what? If I'm not listening to that show, then my mind is going to create a scene in my life to match that emotion. And this is where people experience negative things in their life. And everybody thinks it was an accident. Oh, that's odd. Oh, it must have been fate. No. You are the architect of your reality. It is you. It is you. And that is a very hard thing to swallow. And I've shared this before, but when I realized that I was in control of things and I almost died, that was because I didn't have a good idea of my own thoughts. I was making myself sick. I was so scared I was getting sick, I was going to die. I created more things to kill me. And I could blame the doctors or blame anything. I did it. But if I could almost kill myself, what kind of life can I live? I could create anything. And so it's actively taking time to practice what it is you wish to experience. I know that I have this pattern running. I know that, and this is for everybody. What is the pattern that is running? What is the story that you're telling? What are the beliefs that are going, right? I don't know if this whole like year of the horse thing is real. I don't know. But like, if we were just going to play the game with everybody else in the world, okay, maybe it is. Maybe this is cool, right? Maybe there is something with the planets. Maybe there is energy. I think we have control of this every day. But if you don't, like, this is all about momentum and making things happen. But it's also about letting go of the snake and the old, right? So from the standpoint of like, what stories am I telling myself, right? That one thing you said is it's really easy to get rid of the cash. It's really easy to spend cash. No, don't stop saying that. I can't even spend all the cash I have. Change that thought. It'll change your reality, right? It's really hard to get patience in sometimes. It's so easy for us, right? And here's the thing. When you have an office thinking like that, you have to shift the collective, because now everybody has inherited this fear. It's why children who are born fearless develop crazy things because of their parents, or because of the school taught them something, or because of something else, right? They're inherently, right? You look at kids, they're like a snake. They don't know what could kill them. Nobody's taught them that. They're fearless. Those fears get programmed into us. And we all have them, right? And so taking inventory and being like, okay, and Susie, thank you for sharing, because this is a great example for everybody, myself included. What is the program that keeps running? What is the habitual thing that I keep experiencing, right? Do I keep experiencing something like this where I have really good momentum and then it stops? Why? What is the story I'm telling myself about it? How can I change that story, right? How can I believe something different? How can I act differently? Because thought alone is not enough. That's why positive thinking, love it, all about it, it's not enough, because you have a chemical body. So you can't just think positive and then have all these chemicals pumping through your body, right? It's like, you ever told somebody depressed, feel better? How? Right? I've been that person before. If I knew how, I would do it. Yes, our thoughts can help us, but you can't think greater than how you feel. So a lot of times the fastest thing to change is how you feel, which is moving your body in some way, which is going to the gym. Go 10-minute walk, right? I'm blanking. My friend, she's the dean at NYU, and she has a really great study done on walking, and I think it's 10 minutes, and all of the neurotransmitters that are released in 10 minutes. Everybody has 10 minutes to walk without your cell phone, without your headphones in, right? Without that, like in nature, in the presence of the Creator, right? So, and we even know, I've shared this, but I'll say it again, we even know that the Earth's frequency is the same as our heart at coherence, 432 hertz, right? And that's why putting yourself in nature is the most powerful thing to do. Music is super powerful, but probably you guys know this. If you don't, you should know this. All music is now tuned to 440 hertz. What does that do? Creates more anxiety. Look at the studies. So music isn't even the best option at times, because if you're stressed out and you start listening to this frequency that already is known to cause you anxiety and chaos, not good, right? So going into nature, doing these things is super, super, super serious. Oh, Maureen said, I try to listen to some music that makes me excited and I dance. Yes, I use music all the time. And now I'm working on things to create better music, right? Because I just know that we could even make it better. But this is good, the fastest way. You don't feel sad or depressed when you got like Boogie Nights. I don't even know why I know that song, right? But or something else, right? You got some kind of song jamming out, right? Now, and this is why lyrics are so important, right? I don't know why Tupac died young. I don't know why Biggie Smalls died young. I don't know why John Lennon died young, but they all said it in their songs. Odd or God, I don't know. They all spoke it. They all spoke it into life. So what are you listening to, right? Used to love Taylor Swift, and then I probably realized I should not walk around life saying I'm the problem, because I don't want to experience problems where they're my fault. Probably not a great anthem. So now worship music is next level. Yes. And lyrics for mantras. Yes, exactly. Put some worship music on. Love it. Love it, right? Yes. I also like go to worship. I used to go to the church. Now I think, some things good, some things not. But I love going into a room of people that believe, right? All of these things are so powerful to change our energy. So I want to make sure I start my day with a mantra. I'm going to make sure I miss it. I've always experienced that fear cannot exist with gratitude. Yes, Barbara, exactly. And there's so much to be grateful for. If you just thought of 3 things, if someone was going to take 3 things away from you tomorrow or today, and you would freaking lose it. You would miss these things. We can all think of that, right? Could be a person, could be your home, could be a cup of coffee, right? Something like that. And then now you have gratitude. But when we're stressed out, we're trying to make a business, we're trying to make everything happen, we got people, we got employees, and we got this, really hard to feel like being grateful for everything when there's all this stress in our life, but it's exactly what we have to do, right? Again, I always say, Satan, get behind me. I don't want to experience this reality. I'm not giving it my attention. If I give it my attention, it's like pouring fuel on a fire, right? That's why it's like stuff going on in the world. Let me get myself to a good place. Let me get my resources to the best place I can be, and change the place, change the world, change your business, change it all from love, from light, right? That's where we can really make an impact. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. What did you imagine, or how did you encourage yourself when you were at your lowest? I would love to know. Okay, the biggest thing for me always, if I had to pick one thing, go fall in love with life. Just go fall in love with your life. Go do something that is going to bring you joy, right? Go. Sometimes sitting in your room listening to a song is not enough. Sometimes trying to think positively is not enough. Go fall in love with life. When I am blank, I am in love with my life. And if at my lowest point, I didn't even have an answer. I didn't know, right? So I just started doing things. I don't know, let me get some roller skates. I don't really like that. I'm scared. I don't want to do that, right? Let me go to an art class. Let me go do some pottery. Oh, this is kind of cool, right? Let me go do this, right? Let me go do this. Let me get a color. When I had terrible neurological Lyme disease, guys. I couldn't even form sentences. It was that bad. Like I went to a speech pathologist. It was that bad. And I would do a crossword puzzle because I was like, please, I don't want to lose any more of my mind. I would do that. And I made it this game, and I made it fun, right? Even if you're in your house, color something, right? Something even that makes you feel like a child. Don't do something where you have to make decisions. Don't do something where there's an outcome that you're going to get rewarded on, right? Like if you go bowling, you're just going bowling for fun, right? Animals, amazing, right? When I lived in New York and I was super sick, I'd go to a dog park. They'd be like, which one's yours? I'd be like, shoot, I don't have a dog, right? Like this is like really, but I just knew I had to be around animals. I had to be around something. So falling in love with life. And if you don't know what you love, go find it. Everybody should do this. Everybody should find more and more things that they love about life. Because guess what? When you love life, it loves you back. It loves you back, and it loves you back, and it loves you back, right? I saw this rainbow the other day. I swear, I was like, you're the most beautiful rainbow. It got brighter. I'm like, I'm out loud. I'm like, you're the most beautiful rainbow I've ever seen. It turned into 2 rainbows. And I felt like the more I acknowledged it, the more beautiful it became. And I think that's everything in life. So finding it is like praying for the worst is to happen, worry. Yeah, exactly. Prayer is the most powerful thing, right? Always remember, we're not here alone. There's something bigger. And if you don't believe, that's okay. Try, just for fun, just try it out. I don't know, is this real? Prayer is like, I don't know what to do. But, and also when I say prayer, there's a verse in the Bible. It says, ask and believe that it is yours, right? And so when I say pray, start praying like, thank you. Thank you for everything I already have. Thank you that it's done. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, right? It's getting yourself to that state, how we started, getting yourself to the state as if it's done, getting yourself to the state as if the money's yours, getting yourself to the state as if your body's healthy, right? We practice this in every single thing that we do. Go to the end. What is the best case scenario? How can I live from there? Every single day. And when my thermometer drops, right? When my frequency is down, how can I fall back in love with my life? What can I do? What have I always wanted to do? When was the last time I built a snowman? When was the last time I built a sandcastle? When was the last time I did some kind of fun thing that literally had I wasn't going to get judged on it or anything? The more we can do that, the more we can remember, right? There's a verse that says you must be like a child to get to the kingdom of heaven, right? We must be pure and innocent and play. And one last thing, right? And I know we're ending, we're a couple minutes over. The fastest way to reprogram your mind, there's so many studies on this. Everybody says repetition. Play is the fastest, is 40 times faster through play. Through play. Go play. Go play. And when you're playing, be like, yeah, my business is great. Yeah, everything is happy. I don't know, whatever you want to say. I'm making it up, right? So go play. If you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling like things are falling apart, if you don't have enough clients, go play. And when you are in that energy, it's like being home to sign for a package. You got to be home to sign for it. You got to be in the energy to receive the miracle. And that is a high frequency. That is love. That is joy. Right? I'll leave you with one more thing. The word excited. If I've shared this, I'm sharing it again. If you look up the word excited, in Latin, it means to summon forth. What does that mean? If you look up to summon forth in Latin, it means to pull into existence as if by magic. That's the definition. Go get excited and watch things start showing up in your word. I'm telling you, I looked it up. You can look it up. Enthusiasm, in theos, in God's presence, right? All of these high emotional states connect us to the divine. And that is heaven on earth. And that is accessible to every single one of us right here, right now, if you choose it. So please choose it. Thank you so much. Oh, Harley, before you go, I just want to say thank you for this. This class happened right when I need it. Harley, there are miracles happening in your life. And we're celebrating them right now. Love this. Thank you. You're amazing. We went briefly in Dubai at Mindvalley. Yes. I was like, you look familiar. Okay. I love it. All right, guys, I'm going to close this out. So if you can close your eyes with me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for every single soul on this call and anyone watching this back. Thank you for the gift to be alive. Thank you for the opportunity to have fun. Thank you for the opportunity to play. Thank you for the opportunity to remember that we can choose faith. That even when we get to an impossible Red Sea, that if we lift our consciousness, that we may walk through and all things can be granted to us. Thank you for this community. Thank you in advance for all of the blessings. We thank you for Susie's amazing practice with so many people in it, and Harley doing great, and every single person here. Please continue to remind us that love is real, that it exists inside of every single one of us. When we go out throughout our day today and the rest of this week, please show us that these feelings that we feel, that this information that we've now known and we're choosing to embody, that it changes our life in some way. We will keep our eyes open and our hearts open to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. May you be so blessed. May you be put in awe with the miracles that come into your life, and may you choose to take time to practice this, to embody this, and to choose the type of life you wish to experience. It is such a gift to be with you. Thank you so much. I'm so, so, so grateful for all of you. I do calls on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific. If you guys want to join, you're more than welcome. It's totally donation based. I don't need anything. If you want more, come join me, or else I will see you in School of Hard Knocks. Please, when good things happen in your life, tell other people the truth, okay? It is the truth that sets us free. Be the living example of possibility. Where can we join? Just find me on Instagram, Caitlin O'Toole. I have a channel and I send it all out on Zoom. But love for you guys to come. It's always new. It's always spicy. I don't know what's going to happen. It'll be great. You guys are amazing. Harley, amazing things are happening to you. You too, Susie, all of you. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you got so much wisdom out of this call. I hope it inspired you, and I hope that you are now choosing to change your mind, change your energy, and of course then changing your reality. For more calls like this, to watch them, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to be a part of it, if you want to be on here with me, asking questions, being in the energy, being in the community, please make sure to join my coaching calls. They are usually every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific. You can find information on my Instagram. Go ahead and join the channel. It is called Fall in Love with Life. And I'm posting inspiration throughout the week as well as the Zoom links for these. So I love you guys so much. Remember, anything is possible when you believe in possibility, and the power that you are looking for is and always has been inside of you. I love you guys so much.